Valentine's Day is just around the corner, and today I'll be adding more Valentine's Day decor around my home and also baking a Valentine's Day treat. I'll also be sharing some homemaking and just a glimpse into our daily family life. Also in this video, I wanted to share my thoughts on raising up children in this day and age. As millennial parents raising up the next generation, there are quite a few challenges and things that we have to do very carefully to make sure that we make the right decisions in raising our children. I recently saw a post that pointed out millennials are the last generation to know what life was like before the explosion of social media and technology. Having children and parenting in this modern age, we have an even greater responsibility than the generations before because technology is so new and we're just now starting to see all these effects that it has on children, on their psychology, on their development, on their mental health. And we have a great responsibility being good stewards of these children that the Lord has given us to raise in this era. So I'll touch more on that later in this video. Today I'm working on a Valentine's Day dessert. It's just a simple cake that has strawberries and chocolate. The reason I call it a Valentine's Day cake is because when I think of Valentine's Day, I always think of either raspberries and chocolate or strawberries and chocolate. It's just one of my favorite Valentine's Day treats. I've mentioned this before in previous videos where I am a strong believer in upkeeping traditions. I believe that traditions are part of what makes life so great. It always gives a sense of something to celebrate, something to look forward to passing down or teaching your kids. Some of my own best memories are of traditions that my parents passed down to me, little things that they would do just to make each holiday special and memorable. And now I get to do that for my own kids, passing down little traditions that I've been taught and making new ones. So one family tradition for Valentine's Day that we have is my husband and I no longer go out for Valentine's Day together like we used to. What we do is we spend the day doing something for Valentine's Day, like either a craft or some sort of fun activity. Another fun thing my husband and I do is we'll go to Dollar Tree and gather a bunch of little goodies. Things like small prizes, stickers, stamps, maybe little toys, fun activities, and we'll stuff little goodie bags for them and put them on their desks or in their place on the table in the schoolroom. And it's always a treat seeing their reactions when they come into the classroom in the morning, seeing that on their desks. So we spend the day together celebrating all day, and then in the evening we make something special for dessert, something that really stands out, something that's different than a dessert that we make throughout the year. Last year we made a huge pink raspberry cake. I actually used freeze-dried raspberries to color the frosting pink, and it turned out a beautiful color. This year I'm going to be doing something a little bit similar, but it's going to be different, and I'm excited to share that with you next week. I like to start celebrations a little bit early, so today I'm making a Valentine's Day cake as well. This one is really simple and really easy to make, so this is a great idea to make if you want something that's really easy to just throw together. This is a great option. Continuing on what I was saying earlier about what we do for Valentine's Day. So now we spend the day with the kids, do fun Valentine's Day activities, and then we have dinner together. But usually my husband and I don't eat. We sit with the kids while they eat, and then we put them to bed. And after bedtime, we will have dinner together. We'll light candles, and sometimes we'll go outside and do a bonfire and just hang out outside, eat our dinner there, and just enjoy each other's company. Let me know down below in the comments what you like to do for Valentine's Day. I always love hearing people share their Valentine's Day family traditions or something special or fun that you do with your spouse or family. So something that's been on my mind a lot lately, because I am currently raising children, I feel like this needs to be brought up, and so that more parents are aware on how modern day kids are being robbed of their childhood. I truly believe that all of this exposure to screen times and phones from a young age is robbing kids of their childhood. Screen time not only affects kids' development brain-wise, but it also affects them in their behavior. Screen time makes kids more aggressive, more depressed, more anxious. Also, it seems to cause shorter and shorter attention spans. And I find that very alarming because I truly think that the screens are really messing with them, and it's not their fault. The kids are just doing what the adults are allowing them to. And I think that it's something that we as parents of this age, we have to step up and realize that this is harming our children. The problem that I see with screens and handing small children a phone from such a young age is that they learn that everything should have instant gratification. They don't understand the value of hard work and actually putting in work and effort to get something. Being a mother of 4 children, I was very alarmed at seeing all the rising suicide rates, anxiety rates, depression. And I asked the question, what happened? What changed between all the previous generations and ours? Because it seems like when you read history or talk to those who are older, it always seemed like people were clinging to life. They will do anything to stay alive, to be there, to survive as long as possible. And now in our modern day, it seems like people are trying to get out faster, the faster they can, and more people are taking their own lives. So this made me wonder what is going on. And I know that there are a lot of issues with pollution and poor food quality and nutrient depleted foods, but I think a major one is all the screen time and all the phones and computers that we're exposed to. It does something to our brains, and especially with kids who are still developing. You'll see kids who just don't seem to know what to do with themselves when they don't have their phone in their hand. They seem like they don't have any hobbies, they don't have any interests, they don't really have an appreciation for simple things in life like books or using their imagination. So as parents in this modern age, I think we have a great responsibility to protect our kids' childhood, their innocence, their imagination, and keep them pure for as long as possible, because they'll go out into the world and they'll see all these things eventually, but it's our job to protect them and not to just be handing them screens with unlimited time and no supervision for them to be exposed to anything and everything. Something else that all ties into this is because the kids are spending more and more time indoors on screens, they're not getting that outdoor time that they need. It's so vital to their development, to their emotional, their mental state. And even the same is true for adults, but for children even more, that we are just not spending that time outdoors as much as we should, not even close to the amount that is good for us. Spending that time out in nature, appreciating the beauty of nature, and connecting to our Creator. So what are some practical steps that we can take as parents to avoid this or prevent it or stop it if it's already happening? Well, a great place to start would be to teach them that they are made by a Creator. They are fearfully and wonderfully made by a Creator who loves them, and they are valuable. That alone will help determine so many life decisions for our children. It also will help determine their mental state. Imagine believing that you are just a product of chance who's here for no reason and going nowhere, or believing that you are loved, made by a Creator who you were made for Him, and He takes great delight in you. Another one is to spend more and more time outdoors in nature. There's something that happens to us, the way that we're wired. When we're out in nature, it's just soothing, relaxing, just seeing all the beautiful creation around us. It does something to us. It's almost like it's healing. So we really encourage our kids to spend more time outdoors, enjoying the nature, running around barefoot, wild and free. We encourage play in mud and dirt and sticks. Also, children's screen time should be very regulated and limited. They should be spending more time outdoors than they do indoors. And for example, in our family, we don't allow our children to have phones or iPads or tablets or anything like that. But we will allow them to watch some TV. I try to limit it to 30 minutes a day, if not less. But we do have that one day in the week, Friday night, where we all get to relax and enjoy a movie together. This way we try to create a healthy balance where they still get some of that screen time, because I know they're kids and they do enjoy, cartoons and movies. But throughout the week, we definitely limit the screen time and we try to really encourage book reading instead. And I believe that book reading actually helps children with their imagination, their ability to play pretend and imagine things in their mind instead of seeing it in front of them on the screen. Because I really believe that screens and social media and just prolonged screen time exposure is really responsible for modern day kids' lack of imagination and ability to just play and be kids. I also think that it's important to give children chores. This way they learn the value of hard work and they learn to appreciate things more because they weren't just handed to them, they had to work for it. It also will give them a sense of value as a human, as somebody who contributes to the family, as well as a sense of belonging, because I think one of the problems that we're seeing with kids is that they don't feel like they fit in anywhere. They're just kind of swaying around with the wind and they don't know where they belong. They don't know what they need to do. And as parents, it's our job to give them tasks and chores and teach them hard work and show them what wonders they can do with their hands. The Bible teaches that whatever is in your heart and your mind is what comes out of you. So this is so important for us as parents to be very intentional and careful about what information our children are consuming and filling their minds and hearts with. It's our job to help them fill their mind with wholesome things: Bible reading, reading books, playing outdoors, making projects, developing hobbies and interests, playing music, building things, and so on. The way my husband and I see it is our kids are being born into this world where there's more and more technology and there's more and more unhappiness and more depression and suicide. And so we believe with all of our hearts that we have to do everything we can to teach them how to live a rich life. And by rich, I mean filled with life and laughter and joy, relationships, just living a life where they thrive and flourish as human souls. Because if we don't teach them these things, the world will be quick to jump in and teach them something completely contrary. Again, this was just something that has been on my heart a lot lately, and I want to do everything that I can to help my kids, to help other kids and parents realize what we're facing today and what we can do to help our kids. Just wanted to mention that, of course, I am not perfect in parenting, and I'm not an expert in any of these things. These are just the things that I've been observing, things that have been laid on my heart that I wanted to discuss and mention. And hopefully this will serve as an encouragement to somebody.